During this battle, he fought with Invincible. At the time, he had no idea Mark was a Viltrumite, and honestly, if he did know, he probably would have got depression. Throughout their fight, Invincible didn't land a single punch in the show. I mean, in the comic, he did land one punch, but the fact is, Battle Beast gave him his second worst beatdown of the season. If Thok wanted to, he could have easily finished him off, but instead he kind of left in disgust after being let down by the low standard of Earth's heroes. The next time he faced a Viltrumite was when he broke out of Viltrumite jail, and although this guy doesn't have a name, he was strong enough to be selected to execute Nolan. That tells us that he's not weak. I mean, obviously he's not on Nolan's level, but the Empire wouldn't have sent weak soldiers to take down Omni-Man. For that reason, I feel like it's fair to say this is probably a slightly above average Viltrumite, and Battle Beast scratched and beat him to death while suffering no visible injuries. More than that, he actually ripped this person to pieces, because we see his remains just floating around at the end of season 3. After that experience, the next Viltrumite he faced was Thula, and she's not exactly the toughest remaining Viltrumite, hence why he was able to throw her around. By this stage of the comic, I would have ranked him somewhere between Alan and Nolan, but his fight with Thrag proved that he was significantly ahead of both of them, at least at this point in time. In case you might not know, Thrag is the strongest and most durable Viltrumite, and if you want to know more about him, I made a video explaining each member of their species. However, for today, all we need to know is that Thrag represents peak Viltrumite performance, and in a fair contest, Battle Beast almost ended him. For context, before their fight started, Thrag was injured by these creatures that we'll talk about later, and so Thok injured himself in the exact same way to make the fight as fair as humanly possible. What followed this was a clash that lasted for days and spread across the entire planet of Thraxa. Some of the main things we learned from this conflict are: number 1, Thok's teeth were tough enough to dig into Thrag's skull, the same skull that broke Nolan's fingers and broke all of Dinosaurus' teeth. Number 2, in terms of raw strength, he and Thrag were close to evenly matched, proven by just how long their fight lasted. Even though the Viltrumite barely survived in the end, the fact is he went all out, he was giving it everything he had,